Here's the analysis result for the guy you filled out the survey for. The result? C minus. This guy is below par. He has some issues to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He may talk about wanting success, but it's unlikely he'll make big moves in his career. He tends to hold back when it comes to hard work and pushing through obstacles. When challenges pop up, he often withdraws instead of facing them head on.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is more likely to pull away and keep his feelings to himself rather than bounce back with new ideas or energy. He won't yell or cause big drama, but he may become distant and quiet, shutting down instead of trying to solve the problem. You might notice him ignoring the situation or avoiding conversations about what went wrong.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He's not the type to pick fights or make scenes at work, but people may not feel close to him either. He tends to keep to himself and doesn't go out of his way to be friendly or charming. If you value strong social skills and respect from others, he may not meet those hopes.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you succeed in your career, he probably won't celebrate it openly or feel deeply proud. He isn't likely to get jealous or make trouble, but he may even seem a little disconnected, as if your success doesn't affect him much. Don't expect big supportive gestures. He might just nod and move on.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is unlikely to resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Money and status don't seem to stir strong feelings in him, and he tends to keep his emotions at a distance anyway. He's simply not bothered by these things, for better or worse.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't someone who plans every rupee or keeps close track of his money, but he also doesn't go out spending wildly either. Most of the time, he's just not paying much attention, neither strict nor careless. You may notice small oversights or forgotten expenses, but rarely big mistakes.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He usually lives within his means and doesn't bother pretending to be richer than he actually is. Showing off or trying to impress others isn't his style, so you won't find him buying flashy things or putting on airs. If you're worried about him getting into debt just to look wealthy, that's not likely with him.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's not especially open handed or generous, whether it's with money or his time. He keeps mostly to himself and doesn't go out of his way to help others or share what he has. If someone needs support, he'll usually stay quiet rather than step forward.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not controlling or secretive about money, but he's also not open and engaged either. Most likely, he's just passive. He doesn't hide things on purpose, but he also won't take the lead in discussing or planning finances. If you ask him about money matters, he might answer briefly or just go along with what you suggest without much emotion.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He may not have strong views about who should do housework, but he's not likely to volunteer or take charge in keeping things tidy. You might find him stepping back and expecting you to manage most chores without much fuss or discussion. He isn't one to argue, but you'll probably end up doing more unless you speak up or set clear rules.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is not the type to jump in and help with chores or diapers on his own. Most of the time, he'll quietly leave it to you rather than supervise, argue, or make a show of helping. If sharing the load at home is important to you, prepare to speak up. Otherwise, things might just sit undone.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't the type to start arguments just to prove himself right. In fact, he usually avoids speaking up and doesn't push his own views forcefully. You could feel like he's distant or not emotionally involved in solving things together.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't lash out or say cruel things. He tends to keep quiet and pull away. You won't see him shouting or acting aggressive. Instead, he might simply leave the room or go silent until he cools down. There's little risk of hurtful words or big outbursts from him.
Does he have a bad temper?
He is not someone who gets angry quickly. If anything, he keeps his feelings to himself and stays calm, even when things go wrong. You won't find him snapping or raising his voice over small issues. It's not a red flag in this area. You're safe from quick, explosive anger with him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He isn't someone who blames you when things go wrong, but he's also not quick to say sorry or take responsibility openly. Most often, he'll just stay quiet and let things pass without much discussion. Otherwise, he'll just hope the problem will fade away on its own.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understand that no means no. He's not the type to push or argue if you set a limit, and he's not likely to pressure you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You won't find him crossing lines or testing your patience in this area.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the sort who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He doesn't get hurt or upset easily when you set boundaries. Instead, he's likely to just accept it quietly and move on. You won't find him sulking, making you feel guilty, or causing drama about your feelings.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He isn't the type to use your secrets or vulnerable times against you, even during disagreements. While he may be distant emotionally, you can feel safe that your trust won't be broken or misused by him.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He doesn't go looking for attention or excitement outside the relationship, and he isn't the type to flirt or chase after someone new just for fun. You may even notice he's more comfortable with quiet routines than chasing after new connections.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not over possessive or controlling. He doesn't act jealous or keep a close watch on your actions. Most of the time, he minds his own business and lets you have your space.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his nature isn't protective in a controlling way. He doesn't step in to make decisions for you, control your choices, or use care as a way to limit your freedom. You won't find him using the excuse of being protective to interfere with your life.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He doesn't naturally step up to share tasks or responsibilities with the children, often leaving you in charge by default. You might have to take the lead and regularly remind him if you want him to be more involved.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
He will usually stay calm when the kids mess up or get upset. He is not the type to yell, scold harshly, or lose his cool over mistakes or tantrums. Instead, he tends to go quiet or step back, watching rather than reacting strongly.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He won't stand in your way or make you feel guilty for wanting your own space or career outside of being a mother. He isn't likely to offer big encouragement or show much pride in what you do, but he also won't stop you or put demands on your time. Most of the time, he lets you make your own choices and manages his own life quietly.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the type to suddenly change his mind and ask you to quit your career after you have a child. He generally keeps to himself and doesn't set strong rules or make big demands about your work or life choices. He won't get in your way or pressure you either before or after kids.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to just act polite on the surface rather than show real warmth to your parents. He isn't rude or disrespectful, but he probably won't go out of his way to build a close connection or engage in warm conversations with them. Warm, lively bonding will need extra effort from your side. He is not likely to expect your family to change for him, but he also won't make much effort to adjust himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
He will handle it calmly and quietly if your family creates stress or interferes. He isn't the type to cause drama, argue, or react with anger. Instead, he will likely keep to himself, avoid confrontation, and let you deal with the situation.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he is not the kind of man who will be modern with you in private, but suddenly expect you to become a traditional, supportive wife, daughter in law in front of his relatives. He doesn't put much focus on appearances or social roles, and he's unlikely to set extra rules or place big expectations on you to act a certain way. Most of the time, he just lets things be as they are and prefers to avoid drama or family politics.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will most likely stay out of it rather than take your side or theirs. He avoids getting involved in conflicts, especially family issues, and prefers to keep quiet instead of joining in or offering strong support. Most of the time, you'll need to handle things on your own.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not really a mummy's boy, but he also isn't likely to stand up firmly for you in a conflict with his mother. He tends to stay out of arguments and avoids taking sides, whether it's for you or his family. If there's tension, he will mostly keep to himself, hoping things settle down on their own.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He tends to keep things to himself and avoids discussing personal matters openly, even with close family. If you're worried about your secrets or problems being repeated outside your home, you can feel generally safe with him.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, after all that analysis, we can conclude that this guy is a C minus. This guy is below par and he has some serious issues to watch out for. Being in a relationship with this man feels quiet and calm, but often lonely. He keeps to himself, rarely starts conversations, and seldom shows excitement or strong feelings.